Before we begin, please note that the information provided in this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not intended as a substitute for professional financial, legal, or mental health advice. We are not financial advisors, attorneys, or therapists. Always seek the advice of a qualified professional with any questions you may have regarding your specific situation. Your journey is unique, and the decisions you make should be guided by personalized, expert counsel. The silence. That's the first thing that hits you. It's not the peaceful quiet you might have daydreamed about during a heated argument. It's a heavy, echoing silence that fills the spaces a life used to occupy. The coffee maker only needs to brew for one. The remote control is always exactly where you left it. The other side of the bed is perpetually, unchangeably cold. And in that quiet, the questions start screaming. Who am I if I'm not his wife? What do I do now? Where do I even begin? You're staring at a blank map of a country you never intended to visit, and you've been told to find your way home. If that feeling resonates deep in your bones, know this. You are not alone, and you are in the right place. That blank map isn't a void. It's an opportunity. It's the chance to draw your own borders, name your own cities, and build a new world exactly as you see fit. This isn't a video about getting over it. This is a 10-part blueprint for building a new life. A life that is not a lesser version of what you had, but a stronger, more authentic, and more joyful existence than you ever thought possible. We are going to walk step by step through the entire process. We'll untangle your finances and build a fortress of financial independence. We'll rediscover the woman you were before you were a we. We'll navigate the dizzying world of co-parenting, dating again, if and when you're ready, and rebuilding a social circle that celebrates the new you. We will turn that terrifying, silent house back into a home. This is your guide to becoming the architect of your second act. So, where does an architect start? Not with the roof, not with the fancy windows. You start with the foundation. And right now, your foundation feels like rubble. Society, movies, well-meaning friends, they all rush you towards the next step. Get back out there. Time to reinvent yourself. You should try that new spin class. And while all that comes later, starting there is like trying to build a skyscraper on quicksand. The first, most critical, and most non-negotiable step in building your new life is to properly mourn the old one. I know that sounds counterintuitive. You want to move forward, not look back. But imagine your old life was a beautiful, intricate porcelain plate. It wasn't perfect, it might have had some cracks, but it was yours. You knew its patterns, its weight, its place on the shelf. Divorce didn't just crack that plate. It shattered it on the floor. Now you're standing there, surrounded by a million sharp, painful pieces. The world is telling you to quickly glue it back together, to pretend the cracks aren't there. Or worse, to just sweep the pieces under the rug and buy a cheap paper plate to get by. I'm telling you to do neither. We're not going to try and glue that old plate back together. It will never be the same, and the cracks will always show. And we are certainly not going to ignore the shards and pretend they don't exist. You'll just keep cutting your feet on them for years to come. Instead, we are going to honor the pieces. We're going to pick them up one by one, examine them, understand what they were, and then use them to create something entirely new. A stunning, resilient mosaic. Your new life. But to do that, you first have to sit with the pieces. You have to grieve. Divorce grief is a unique and uniquely misunderstood beast. You're not just grieving a person. You're grieving a future. The future you meticulously planned for. The retirement you pictured. The grandchildren you'd host together. The quiet rhythm of growing old with someone. That future is gone. It died. And it deserves a funeral. You have to allow yourself to be sad for the future that will never be. You're also grieving an identity. For years, maybe decades, you were a wife, partner, part of a unit. Your name was linked to his. Your social identity was intertwined. When you'd go to a party, you were John and Jane. Now you're just Jane. And while that will one day be the most liberating feeling in the world, right now it can feel terrifying. It's like being stripped of a familiar uniform and told to figure out your own style from scratch. Acknowledge the loss of that identity. It was real, it was a part of you, and it's okay to miss the comfort and simplicity of it. And you're grieving your tribe, the couple friends, the in-laws you might have genuinely loved, the whole social structure that was built around your marriage. Suddenly, dinner party invitations get awkward. Friends feel like they have to choose sides. The entire landscape of your community can shift beneath your feet, and that is a profound, isolating loss. So what does properly grieving actually look like? It's not about wallowing. It's about processing. It means you give yourself radical permission to feel whatever you're feeling without judgment. If you're rage-filled and want to scream into a pillow, do it. If you're devastated and need to spend a Saturday ugly crying through a whole season of a TV show, that is a valid and necessary part of the process. If one day you feel euphoric and free, and the next you're crushed by a wave of sadness because a song came on the radio, that is normal. The emotional whiplash is real. Stop telling yourself you should be over it by now. There is no timeline. Your journey, your grief, your pace. Here is your first piece of actionable advice, your first step in laying the new foundation. I want you to create what I call a transition ritual. The end of a marriage is a major life event, but unlike a graduation or a funeral, it has no ceremony, no formal moment to mark the before and after, so you have to create one for yourself. This isn't about burning old photos in a fit of rage, though if you need to do that, fine. This is about conscious closure. It could be writing a long unsent letter to your ex, pouring out every last bit of anger, sadness, and disappointment. Get it all out of your system and onto the page. Then you can decide to burn it, bury it, or just shred it. The point is the transfer of energy from inside you to outside of you. Or it could be a physical act. Box up the things that painfully remind you of the shared life. You don't have to throw them away, but create a boundary. Move them to the garage or a storage unit. This is a physical manifestation of creating space for your new life to enter. Could even be a solo trip. A weekend away to a place that is just for you. A place with no shared memories. A place where you can sit, think, and mark the moment. This was the end of that chapter, and this is the beginning of mine. Whatever you choose, the ritual's purpose is to draw a line in the sand. It's a deliberate act that tells your brain, your heart, and the universe, I am acknowledging the end. I am honoring what was. And now I am ready to turn the page. This process of grieving is the essential, unglamorous work of tilling the soil. You're pulling the weeds, removing the rocks, and preparing the ground for new seeds to be planted. It's hard, messy work. But if you skip this step, nothing new can ever fully grow. You'll be planting flowers in poisoned soil. You owe it to your future self to do this right. To give yourself the grace and the time to heal the foundation so that the life you build upon it is solid, strong, and unshakable. Because once you've cleared that ground, once you've made peace with the pieces of the past, you can start to design the mosaic. But as you stand there, in that quiet space you've created, a new fear often begins to creep in. It's the practical, cold, hard fear that keeps so many women up at night, staring at the ceiling. The fear of money, the terror of financial uncertainty. How will I survive? Can I afford this house? Will I ever be able to retire? That financial monster is often the biggest and loudest in the room, and facing it can feel more daunting than any emotional battle. But here's the secret they don't tell you about monsters. They shrink when you turn on the lights. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to flip every switch, open every blind, and stare this financial beast right in the eyes until it's no bigger than a kitten. This isn't about becoming a Wall Street wizard overnight. This is about financial first aid. It's about TRIA. It's about taking back control, $1 one decision at a time. Let me tell you about a woman I'll call Sarah. When her 20-year marriage ended, she was 46. She hadn't managed the family finances in over a decade. Her husband had handled the investments, the mortgage, the bills. Her name was on the accounts, but she felt like a guest in her own financial life. The divorce papers landed on her table, and suddenly, this intelligent, capable woman felt like a child. She confessed to me that for the first 3 weeks she just didn't look. The bank statements, the credit card bills, they piled up on the counter, a monument to her fear. She was terrified that if she opened them, the numbers would confirm her worst nightmare, that she was ruined. The first step, the bravest step you can possibly take, is to do what Sarah eventually did. She made a pot of coffee, took a deep breath, and she looked. She performed a financial X-ray. This is your step 1. You must get a brutally honest, no-holds-barred picture of your financial reality. This means gathering every single piece of paper, bank statements, investment account statements, retirement accounts like 401(k)s or IRAs, credit card bills, mortgage statements, car loans, student loans, everything. Create a simple list. On one side, list everything you own, your assets. On the other, list everything you owe, your liabilities. Don't judge. Don't panic. Don't future trip. The goal right now is not to solve, it's to see. You cannot navigate a new country without a map. And this document is your map. For Sarah, the process was painful. She saw the credit card debt was higher than she thought. She realized how little she understood about their investments. But something else happened. As she wrote down each number, the paralyzing, formless fear began to solidify into a set of problems. And problems, unlike nameless dread, have solutions. The monster of the unknown began to shrink. Once you have that map, your next move is to secure your own territory. This is non-negotiable. You need to walk into a new bank, one that has no connection to your joint accounts, and open a checking and a savings account in your name and your name alone. This is your new financial home base. All of your income, any support payments, any money that is yours should go directly into this account. This is a profound psychological shift. It's a declaration of independence. It's the first brick in the foundation of your new life. Next, you need to establish your own credit. This is critically important, especially if your credit history has been intertwined with your spouse's. Your credit score is your financial reputation. It affects your ability to rent an apartment, get a car loan, or even get a cell phone plan without a hefty deposit. Go to a site like Credit Karma or use the service offered by your credit card company and pull your credit report. See what's on there. If you don't have much of a credit history in your own name, you can start building one immediately. A secured credit card is a fantastic tool for this. You put down a small deposit, say $300, and that becomes your credit limit. You use it for small purchases like gas or groceries, and you pay it off in full every single month. This responsible behavior gets reported to the credit bureaus and starts building your score, your reputation. It's you showing the world you are reliable. With your own accounts established, it's time to create a bare-bones budget. Forget fancy software or complicated spreadsheets for now. We're still in triage mode. Think of it as your financial survival plan. Your only goal is to cover your four walls: food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. These are the essentials you need to keep your life stable. Look at your new clear picture of reality and ask, what is the absolute minimum I need to keep these four walls standing for the next month? This isn't your forever budget. It's your right now budget. It gives you a baseline. It gives you a sense of control. Sarah did this, and she made a startling discovery. By tracking her spending for just 30 days, she found what she called the leaks. It wasn't one big, extravagant expense that was hurting her. It was hundreds of tiny, thoughtless ones. The daily gourmet coffee, the multiple streaming services she never watched, the online shopping for things she didn't need to soothe feelings she couldn't name. These leaks were sinking her ship. Plugging them didn't feel like deprivation, it felt like power. She was choosing where her money went. She was becoming the captain of her own vessel. Now this is a lot to handle, and you should not do it alone. The single biggest mistake women make during this process is thinking they have to figure it all out themselves, or that they can't afford help. You can't afford not to have help. It's time to assemble your A-team. First, you need a good family law attorney. Not just any attorney, but one who specializes in divorce and who you feel comfortable with. This person is your legal advocate, but they are just one piece of the puzzle. The second, and perhaps most crucial member of your team, is a certified divorce financial analyst or a CDFA. This is not the same as your husband's financial advisor. A CDFA is a financial professional specifically trained to navigate the complex financial issues of divorce. They can look at a settlement offer and tell you the long-term consequences. They'll help you understand the difference between keeping the house versus taking a larger share of the retirement accounts. They can model different financial futures for you. Sarah initially balked at the cost, but her CDFA found that the initial settlement offer from her husband would have had devastating tax consequences for her down the road, something her lawyer hadn't caught. Hiring that CDFA didn't cost her money. It saved her over $100,000. The third member of your A-team is a therapist. Do not underestimate this. Your financial life and your emotional life are not separate. They are deeply connected. Fear, anger, and grief can lead to catastrophic financial decisions. A therapist provides a safe space to process the emotional fallout, so you can approach the financial decisions with a clear head. This team, your lawyer, your CDFA, and your therapist, forms a triangle of support around you. They are your professional advocates, your guides through this wilderness. Lean on them. With your map in hand, your own account secured, and your A-team assembled, the final piece of this initial stage is a mindset shift. You must stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstance and start seeing yourself as the CEO of a new company. You Incorporated. You are in a restructuring phase. Some assets have been lost, the business model needs to change, but the CEO you is capable, resilient, and ready to lead. You will make decisions not from a place of fear, but from a place of executive authority over your own life. You will learn the language of money. You don't need a PhD in economics, but you do need to understand the basics of budgeting, saving, and investing. You will read one book, listen to one podcast, or watch one YouTube video at a time. You will educate yourself because knowledge is the light that vaporizes fear. You've faced the monster. You've mapped its territory and secured your own base. You've hired expert monster slayers to guide you. You are no longer standing frozen in the dark. You are standing at the beginning of a new path, a path you will build yourself. And often the biggest, most emotionally charged piece of that old life is the very roof over your head. The family home. It represents memories, stability, and a life that is now gone. It's also likely your biggest financial asset and your biggest liability. The question that paralyzes so many women is, should I fight to keep the house? Let's be brutally honest. The answer your heart gives is almost always a resounding yes. Yes, I want to keep the stability for the kids. Yes, I want to stay in my neighborhood near my friends. Yes, I poured my soul into this place. And the thought of him bringing someone new into my kitchen is unbearable. These feelings are valid. They are powerful. But acting on them without a clear head can be the single most devastating financial mistake you make in your entire post-divorce life. Fighting for the house can feel like the one thing you can win. In a sea of loss, it feels like a victory, a way to hold on to a piece of the life you built. But this is the classic case of winning the battle and losing the war. Because what you win isn't a home. It's a mortgage. It's property taxes. It's a leaky roof in a thunderstorm and a furnace that dies on the coldest night of the year. You win a set of liabilities that you are now solely responsible for. This is the trap of becoming house poor. It's a quiet, creeping kind of poverty. On the outside, you're the woman who got the house. You kept it all together. But on the inside, you're eating ramen for dinner because the property tax bill just came. You're putting off a much-needed dentist visit because the hot water heater started making a funny noise. You can't afford a vacation, you can't save for retirement, you can't even go out for a spontaneous dinner with friends because every single spare dollar is being fed to this giant, 4-bedroom money pit. The house you fought so hard to keep becomes a beautiful cage, trapping you in a state of constant financial anxiety. So let's take emotion out of the equation for just a minute. I know it's hard, but we have to. Let's look at this like a CEO analyzing a business decision. Because right now, your life is your business and you are the CEO. The first thing we need to understand is the true cost of owning that house. It is so much more than the mortgage payment you're used to seeing. That payment you split with your ex? That's called the PITI: principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. You're about to be responsible for all of it. Let's break it down. Principal and interest are the core of the loan. But taxes and insurance? They are not fixed. Property taxes almost always go up, sometimes dramatically. And your homeowner's insurance premium could increase now that you're the sole policyholder. But the real silent killer, the line item that derails so many single homeowners, is maintenance. As a rule of thumb, financial experts advise you to budget 1 to 2% of your home's value per year for maintenance and repairs. So if you have a $400,000 house, that's $4,000 to $8,000 a year. That's $300 to over $600 every single month that you need to be setting aside. This isn't for fun stuff like a new kitchen backsplash. This is for the things that inevitably break. The dishwasher floods. The garage door opener gives up. A tree branch falls and takes out a section of the fence. When you were married, maybe these were annoying but manageable expenses. When you are on your own, a $5,000 roof repair can be a catastrophe. The question isn't, can I afford the mortgage? The real question is, can I afford the house? And now for the second dose of hard reality, the buyout. Keeping the house isn't as simple as just taking over the payments. That's not how it works. In a divorce, the marital home is an asset that has to be divided. Let's say your house is worth $500,000, and you have $300,000 left on the mortgage. That means you have $200,000 in equity. That equity is a marital asset. Your ex is entitled to his share, in this case $100,000. You don't just get to keep it. You have to buy him out. This means you need to come up with $100,000 in cash to pay him. Where does that money come from? Typically, you have to refinance the mortgage. But here's the catch. You aren't just refinancing the remaining $300,000. You are refinancing for $400,000, the $300 you owe the bank, plus the $100 you need to pay your ex. And you have to qualify for this new larger loan entirely on your own income. The bank doesn't care what your combined income used to be. They care about what your W-2 says right now. For so many women, especially those who are stay-at-home moms or worked part-time, this is an impossible hurdle. They simply do not have the income to qualify for a loan of that size by themselves. They fight and fight, spend thousands on lawyers arguing over the house, only to find out in the end that the bank won't even give them the loan to make it happen. It's a soul-crushing defeat that could have been avoided with a simple phone call to a mortgage broker at the very beginning. So what's the alternative? The one that feels like a failure but is very often the doorway to freedom? Selling the house. I want you to reframe this in your mind. You are not losing your home. You are liquidating a shared and frankly complicated asset to fuel your new beginning. Think about it. In our example, you sell the $500,000 house. You pay off the $300,000 mortgage. You're left with $200,000 in cash. You split it. He gets his $100,000 and you get $100,000. Tax-free. In your bank account. $100,000. That is your war chest. That is your freedom fund. That is the down payment on a smaller, more manageable, more affordable condo or townhouse that is 100% yours. A place with no shared memories, no ghosts in the hallways. A place where you choose the paint colors, you hang your own art, and you build a future that belongs only to you. That money could also pay off all your marital debt. It could fully fund your emergency savings. It could be the seed money for you to go back to school or start a new business. Selling the house doesn't mean you'll be a renter for life. It means you are making a strategic CEO-level decision to trade in a liquid, expensive, and emotionally charged asset for cold, hard, flexible cash. Cash gives you options. The old house just gives you bills. So how do you decide? Let's make a plan. First, before you do anything else, call a mortgage broker. Not your divorce lawyer. A mortgage broker. Be honest about your income and your situation and ask them, what is the maximum loan I can realistically be approved for on my own? Get a real number. This isn't a dream, it's a math problem. Second, build a true cost monthly budget for the house. Take the potential new mortgage payment, add the monthly property taxes, the insurance, and be honest, add that 1 to 2% maintenance fund. Don't forget utilities, landscaping, snow removal, all of it. Look at that final number. Can you truly, comfortably afford that without being stressed every single month? Third, ask yourself this powerful question. If my ex wrote me a check today for my half of the equity, would I take that money and use it to buy this exact house? If the answer is no, then you have your answer. You're staying for emotional reasons, not financial ones. And emotional decisions are the most expensive ones you can make. Choosing to sell is not giving up. It is choosing a different kind of future. It's choosing financial security over sentimental square footage. It's choosing peace of mind over the constant worry of unexpected repairs. It's about closing a chapter completely and cleanly, so you have the energy, the money, and the freedom to write a brand new one. Your next home should be a sanctuary, not a source of stress. And sometimes that means the bravest and smartest move is to turn the key, lock the door one last time, and walk away towards something new, something better, something that is entirely your own. Making this decision with your head, not just your heart, is the first major step in building a life that is not just survivable, but one where you can truly thrive. And your finances are the foundation of that new life. Which brings us to the next daunting challenge. Untangling years, maybe decades of shared money. Let's be honest. For most of us, this part feels less like untangling and more like performing surgery on a giant, knotted ball of string in the dark. The financial side of divorce is where the emotional turmoil meets cold, hard numbers. It's overwhelming, it's confusing, and it's designed to make you want to just give up and say, fine, whatever, just make it stop. But you can't. You won't. Because this isn't just about money. This is about your security, your future, and your independence. This is about building the foundation for the rest of your life, and we're going to do it one manageable, concrete step at a time. Your first mission, and it is a mission, is to become a financial detective. You need to gather intelligence. You cannot negotiate a fair settlement if you don't know exactly what's on the table. So, you're going on a scavenger hunt for documents. I want you to collect at least the last 3 to 5 years of everything. We're talking bank statements for every single account, checking, savings, money market, even the kids' accounts. We're talking investment statements, 401(k)s, IRAs, brokerage accounts, stock options. Get the credit card statements for every card, especially the joint ones and any his and hers individual cards. You need loan documents, the mortgage, car loans, personal loans, student loans. Find the deeds to any property and the titles for all vehicles. And critically, get the tax returns. Tax returns are a roadmap to your financial life. They show sources of income you might not even know existed. Gather all of it. Make copies. Scan them and save them to a secure cloud drive that only you can access. Create a new private email address just for this purpose. This isn't about being sneaky. It's about being smart and prepared. This is your financial life and you have a right to understand it completely. Once you have your pile of documents, it's time to create what's called a net worth statement. Sounds intimidating, but it's just a simple list. On one side, you list all your assets, everything you own that has value. The house, the cars, the cash in the bank, the retirement accounts, the value of any investments, even valuable jewelry or art. On the other side, you list all your liabilities, everything you owe. The mortgage balance, the car loans, credit card debt, student loans. You subtract the liabilities from the assets, and what's left is your net worth. This single document is your starting point. It's the map of the territory you're about to divide. Now here's where it gets a little tricky. Not everything on that list is necessarily up for grabs. You'll hear lawyers talk about marital property versus separate property. In the simplest terms, marital property is generally anything you acquired or earned during the marriage, regardless of whose name is on it. That paycheck he earned? Marital property. The retirement account you contributed to from your job? Marital property. The house you bought together? Marital property. Separate property is typically anything you owned before the marriage, or things you received during the marriage as a personal gift or inheritance, as long as you kept it separate. That inheritance from your grandmother that you put into a bank account solely in your name and never touched for marital expenses? Likely separate property. The classic car he owned before you ever met? Likely his separate property. But, and this is a huge but, if you commingle those funds it can get messy. If you deposited that inheritance money into a joint checking account and used it to pay bills, you may have unintentionally converted it into marital property. The laws on this vary wildly from state to state. Some are community property states, where marital assets are generally split 50-50. Most are equitable distribution states, where assets are divided fairly, which doesn't always mean equally. This is not the time to rely on what your friend's cousin's divorce was like. This is where a good lawyer is worth their weight in gold. Your job is to bring them the documents, the complete picture, so they can advise you based on the laws in your state. And that brings us to the elephant in the room. The fear that keeps so many women awake at night. What if he's hiding money? It happens. And it's financial abuse, plain and simple. Be on the lookout for red flags. Is mail suddenly being sent to a P.O. box or his office? Are there large unexplained cash withdrawals from your accounts? Did he suddenly claim his successful business is on the verge of bankruptcy? Are there new credit cards or bank statements you've never seen before? If your gut is screaming that something is wrong, listen to it. This is a time to trust your intuition. You can talk to your lawyer about hiring a forensic accountant. These are financial bloodhounds who specialize in finding hidden assets. It's an extra expense, but if your suspicions are strong, it can be the single best investment you make in your divorce. You need to assemble your team. You cannot and should not do this alone. This is your financial A-team. First, your lawyer, who is your legal strategist and advocate. Second, consider a certified divorce financial analyst or a CDFA. They are different from a regular financial advisor. They are trained specifically in the financial intricacies of divorce, the tax implications of splitting a 401k, the long-term effects of keeping the house versus taking a larger settlement. They can work with your lawyer to model different settlement scenarios so you can see, in black and white, what your financial future will look like with each option. And third, a good therapist. Because the financial stress is interwoven with emotional stress, and you need a safe space to process it all without it clouding your judgment. While all of this is happening, there is one immediate practical step you must take today. Check your credit. Get your free credit reports from all three bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You need to know what your credit score is and exactly what debts are listed in your name. Are there joint credit cards? Is your name on the mortgage? You are legally responsible for 100% of any joint debt. If your ex decides to stop paying the joint credit card bill out of spite, it's not just his credit that gets trashed. It's yours too. Talk to your lawyer about the right time to close joint accounts and open new accounts solely in your own name. Start with a checking account and a credit card. You need to start building your own independent credit history right now. A good credit score is your key to getting a new apartment, a car loan, or a mortgage in your new life. It's a measure of your financial independence. Protect it fiercely. Finally, let's talk about the B word. The budget. I know. Sounds like a diet for your money. A restriction. Punishment. I want you to reframe that. A budget is not a cage, it's a map. It's you finally in the driver's seat, telling your money where to go, instead of wondering where it all went at the end of the month. For the first time, perhaps in decades, you are about to have complete control over your own financial destiny. That is terrifying, yes, but it is also incredibly powerful. Start simple. Track every single penny you spend for one full month. Use an app, a notebook, whatever works. Just get the data. At the end of the month, you'll have a clear picture of your current reality. Then you can start making a plan for your future reality. A plan that aligns your spending with your new, solo income and your long-term goals. This budget will become your most powerful tool for making decisions during the settlement process. When you're debating whether you can afford to keep the house, your budget will give you the real, honest answer. This whole process, the document gathering, the net worth statement, the budgeting, it's not just paperwork. It's an act of taking back control. Each statement you find, each number you write down, is a piece of your power you are reclaiming. You are moving from a place of confusion and uncertainty to a place of knowledge and clarity. And from that position of strength, you can begin to make the decisions that will shape the next, incredible chapter of your life. The next big question, of course, is where exactly that new life will be lived. The house. Does it stay or does it go? That single decision is loaded with more emotion and financial complexity than almost any other. Let's talk about that house. For so many of us, it's not just wood and drywall. It's a memory palace. It's the wall where you marked your kids' heights, the kitchen where you perfected your grandmother's lasagna recipe, the front porch where you had that one perfect, quiet cup of coffee as the sun came up. It's the ghost of family holidays, the echo of late-night conversations, the silent witness to your entire married life. And now you have to decide what to do with it. The instinct, the gut-wrenching primal instinct for so many women, is to fight for it. To keep it. Feels like the one piece of solid ground in an earthquake. It represents stability, especially if you have children. You think, I can't uproot them. Not now. They need their home, their school, their friends. I need to keep this one thing normal for them. And that is a powerful, valid, and loving instinct. Keeping the house can feel like a victory. In the messy, painful accounting of who gets what, keeping the home can feel like you've won something tangible, that you've held onto the heart of the life you built. It's a symbol that you are the anchor, the one holding it all together. But before you dig in your heels and plant your flag on that front lawn, we need to have a very real, very honest conversation. We need to turn off the emotional brain for just a moment and turn on the financial one. Because keeping the house can, for many women, become a golden cage. It can become the single biggest obstacle to building the new life you actually want and deserve. Let's get brutally practical. You might be looking at the mortgage payment and thinking, okay, I can swing that. My new budget will be tight, but I can make the mortgage. But the mortgage is just the cover charge to get into the club. It's not the price of the night. You're forgetting about the other four horsemen of homeownership: property taxes, homeowners insurance, utilities, and the big one, maintenance. Property taxes don't care that you're now on a single income. They will go up. Insurance rates will climb. And maintenance? Oh, maintenance is the silent budget killer. When you were married, maybe your ex-husband handled the leaky faucet, the rattling noise in the furnace, or climbing on the roof to clear the gutters. Or maybe you shared those costs without a second thought. Now it's all on you. That water heater that's been making a funny noise for 6 months? That's not a honey-do list item anymore. That's a $2,000 emergency call to a plumber on a Tuesday morning. That beautiful old oak tree in the backyard? It's not just shade anymore. It's a $5,000 tree removal service waiting to happen after a bad storm. The roof that the inspector said had about 5 years left 10 years ago? That's a $20,000 check you have to write. This is what financial experts call being house poor. It's when so much of your income is tied up in your house that you have no money left for anything else. No money for a vacation. No money for retirement savings. No money to help your kids with college. No money for a new pair of shoes or a dinner out with friends when you desperately need it. You own a beautiful home, but you're a prisoner in it. Every single spare dollar is sacrificed at the altar of the house. You don't own the house owns you. And the psychological toll of that is immense. It's a constant low-grade stress that suffocates the joy out of your new independent life. You wanted stability, but what you got was a financial ball and chain. So let's consider the other option. The one that feels like a loss but is very often the biggest win you can give yourself. Selling the house. I know it feels like giving up. Feels like letting go of the dream. But I want you to reframe that. Selling the house is not an ending. It is a liquidation of a shared asset to fund your future. It is the single most powerful financial move you can make to launch your new life. Think about what it means. You sell the house, you pay off the mortgage, and you split the remaining profit, the equity. Suddenly, you have a check in your hand. It might be $50,000, $100,000, or more. That is your seed capital. That is your freedom fund. That money is your down payment on a smaller, more manageable brand new place that has zero memories of him. A place that is entirely yours. Or it's the money that fully funds your emergency savings so you can sleep at night. It's the money you invest that starts building real wealth for your future. It's the money that allows you to take a year off to go back to school and get that degree you always wanted. Selling the house is a declaration of independence. It's saying, my past is not my future. You are trading memories for possibilities. You are trading the constant stress of surprise repair bills for the freedom of a predictable rent or a smaller mortgage. You are trading the emotional weight of living in a shared history for the lightness of a clean slate. Imagine a home where every single thing in it is something you chose. A home that doesn't have a single ghost in the hallway. That is not a loss. That is liberation. The process involves a few key steps. First, you need to know what the house is worth. You'll need to get a professional appraisal. This isn't Zillow. This is a paid professional who gives you a legally defensible number. From there, you subtract what you still owe on the mortgage. What's left is your equity. In a divorce, this equity is typically split. One option is for one spouse to buy out the other. For example, if you have $200,000 in equity, you would need to give your ex $100,000 to keep the house. This usually means refinancing the entire mortgage in your name alone, which requires you to qualify for that new, larger loan on just your income. For many women, that's simply not possible. Which is why, in most cases, selling the house and splitting the cash is the cleanest, simplest, and most financially sound path forward. There are, of course, other creative solutions. Some couples opt for what's called nesting, where the children stay in the family home full-time, and the parents are the ones who rotate in and out, each staying in a separate, smaller apartment during their off time. This can be a great short-term solution to provide maximum stability for young kids, but it's expensive. You're essentially funding 3 households, and it can be emotionally complicated to continue sharing a space in that way. Ultimately, this decision isn't about drywall and floorboards. It's about your future. I want you to sit down and ask yourself a brutally honest question. Does this house serve the woman I am trying to become? Does it support her financial goals? Does it give her peace of mind? Or is it an anchor, beautifully carved and familiar, but an anchor nonetheless, holding her in a harbor of the past while the entire ocean of her future is waiting? Be honest. Don't make the decision for your kids, because what your kids truly need is not a specific house. They need a mother who is happy, who is financially secure, and who is not stressed to the breaking point every single month. A happy mom in a small apartment is infinitely better than a miserable, broke mom in a big empty house. Choosing to sell isn't a failure to keep your old life together. It is the first and perhaps most courageous success in building your new one. Once you've made that choice, you're left with either a new set of monthly bills or a check in your hand. And figuring out how to manage that, how to build a new financial reality from the ground up, that is the absolute foundation of your independence. Let's talk about that moment. The moment you look at your bank account and it's different. Maybe there's a lump sum from the sale of a house. Maybe it's the first direct deposit from your new job, or the first alimony or child support payment. Just yours. And that feeling is a potent cocktail of sheer terror and exhilarating freedom. For the first time, maybe in decades, the financial buck stops entirely with you. Every dollar in, every dollar out is a reflection of your new life, your new decisions. This isn't just about money. This is about survival, stability, and eventually about thriving on your own terms. So where do you even begin? Before you pay a single bill, before you sign a new lease, before you even buy groceries, you need to do something that might feel incredibly daunting. You need to perform a financial autopsy. I know, the word sounds grim, but think of it as a forensic investigation into your past financial life to build a map for your future. This is a no judgment, no shame zone. Just about data. You need to get radically honest with yourself about where every single penny has been going and where it's going to go now. Pull up your bank statements, your credit card bills, everything from the last 3 to 6 months. Get a spreadsheet, a notebook, a whiteboard, whatever works for you. Create 2 columns. Money in and money out. The money in column is your new reality. Your salary, alimony, child support, any side hustle income. List it all and be realistic. If alimony is temporary, make a note of the end date. If child support will change when a child turns 18, note that too. This is your total monthly income. This number is your starting point. It's your anchor. Now for the hard part, the money out column. This is where the brutal honesty comes in. You have to track everything. And I mean everything. The mortgage or rent, the car payment, insurance, health, car, life, utilities, gas, electric, water, internet, cell phone, groceries. But don't stop there. How much did you spend on Amazon last month? On takeout? On that subscription box you forgot you even had? The daily coffee? The trips to Target where you go in for one thing and come out with $100 worth of stuff? Write it all down. Categorize it. Don't judge it, just document it. This process is often the most eye-opening experience you can have. You might discover you're spending hundreds of dollars a month on things you don't even remember buying. This isn't about making you feel bad. It's about giving you knowledge. Because financial clarity is financial power. Once you have this raw data, this financial autopsy report, you can stop looking backward and start looking forward. You're going to take that information and build your first solo budget. And please, let's reframe the word budget. Sounds restrictive like a diet. Nobody likes a diet. Let's call it a freedom plan or a spending plan. Because that's what it is. It's a plan that gives you the freedom to tell your money where to go, instead of wondering where it went. There are a million ways to do this, from fancy apps to a simple envelope system. But the principle is the same. You're creating a plan for the money you have. A popular starting point is the 50/30/20 rule. 50% of your income for needs, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings and debt repayment. But let's be real. After a divorce, that ratio might be completely out of whack, and that's okay. Your needs category might be 70% or even 80% of your income at first, and that's just the reality of starting over. Don't get discouraged. The goal isn't to be perfect overnight. The goal is to have a plan. List your non-negotiable needs first. Housing, utilities, transportation to work, groceries, insurance, and minimum debt payments. These are the things you absolutely have to pay to keep the lights on and a roof over your head. Total them up. Then look at what's left. This is where the hard choices come in, but also where your power lies. You get to decide what's important to you now. Is it the gym membership that keeps you sane? Is it a weekly dinner out with friends so you don't feel isolated? Is it saving for a vacation that will feel like a deep restorative breath? Your wants are not frivolous. They are part of a life worth living. Your freedom plan allows you to be intentional about them. You might have to cut back on some things, maybe brew your coffee at home or cancel a few streaming services, to make room for the things that truly bring you joy and connection. And that brings us to the third category, savings and debt. This is often the most emotionally charged part of post-divorce finances. You may have been left with joint debt, credit cards, car loans, maybe even a tax bill that you now have to face alone. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to feel like you're drowning. But you're not. You're going to face it head-on. First, list out every single debt you have. Who you owe, the total amount, the interest rate, and the minimum monthly payment. Stare that number in the face. Just a number. It doesn't define you. Now you make a plan to attack it. There are two popular strategies. The debt snowball, where you pay the minimum on everything, but throw every extra cent you have at the smallest debt first. Once that's paid off, you take all the money you were paying on it and roll it over to the next smallest debt. The psychological wins from clearing debts quickly can be a huge motivator. The other is the debt avalanche, where you focus on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first. Mathematically, this saves you more money in the long run. Neither one is right or wrong. The best plan is the one you'll actually stick with. Slaying the debt dragon is a critical step to reclaiming your financial future. Every debt you eliminate is a chain you break. At the same time, you need to start building a shield. This is your emergency fund, or as I like to call it, the oh crap fund. Because oh crap moments are going to happen. The tire goes flat. The dishwasher breaks. Your kid needs an unexpected trip to the doctor. Before divorce, maybe these were just annoyances. Now, a $400 car repair can feel like a catastrophe that could derail your entire life. Your first goal is to save a small starter emergency fund. Maybe it's $500. Maybe it's $1,000. Put it in a separate savings account that you don't touch unless it's a true emergency. This tiny cushion isn't just money. It's peace of mind. It's the difference between a crisis and an inconvenience. It's your first line of defense in your new independent life. Creating this financial blueprint, your freedom plan, is the single most empowering action you can take right now. It will feel messy. You'll make mistakes. You'll have to adjust it month to month. But for the first time, you will have a crystal clear picture of your financial world. You'll know exactly what's coming in, exactly what's going out, and what your goals are. But what if, after you do all this, you look at the numbers and realize there's a gap? What if the money in column is simply not big enough to cover the money out column, let alone your goals for the future? That realization isn't a sign of failure. It's a signpost. It's the data telling you exactly what needs to happen next. It's pointing you toward the next fundamental step in building your new life, redefining your relationship with work and unlocking your own earning potential. For so many of us, this is the moment the floor gives way. The financial partnership, the shared income, the safety net you thought was woven from two threads, is suddenly gone. And you're left holding the single remaining thread, wondering how in the world it's supposed to support the weight of a life. The weight of your future. The weight of your children's future. For the woman who put her career on hold to raise a family, this isn't just a challenge, it's a terrifying chasm. The resume has a 10, maybe 15-year gap that feels like a black hole. The professional world you left seems to have evolved into a foreign country, speaking a language of new technologies and acronyms you don't understand. For the woman who worked part-time to have flexibility for school pickups and soccer practice, your income was the extra, the fun money. Now, it has to be the everything money. And for the woman who had a thriving career, the emotional and logistical chaos of divorce can feel like a torpedo to your ambition, leaving you just trying to stay afloat, let alone climb any ladder. The world loves to tell you a story about that gap in your resume. It's a story of irrelevance, a story of skills that have atrophied, a story of being left behind. I'm here to tell you that story is a lie. It is the single most disempowering lie sold to women who have dedicated years of their lives to the unpaid, unrecognized, and unbelievably complex job of building a home and raising human beings. So right now we're going to burn that story to the ground. Let's rewrite it. Those weren't lost years. That was your executive training. You weren't a stay-at-home mom. You were the chief operating officer of a multi-million-dollar domestic enterprise. Don't believe me? Let's audit your skill set. Did you manage the household budget, juggling mortgage payments, utility bills, grocery costs, and unexpected expenses? You're a financial planner. Did you negotiate with toddlers, teenagers, and contractors, often all in the same day? You're a master of conflict resolution and multi-stakeholder management. Did you plan family vacations, school fundraisers, and holiday gatherings, coordinating schedules, logistics, and catering? You're an event producer and a project manager. You are a logistician, a nutritionist, a crisis manager, a scheduler, and a long-term strategic planner. These aren't soft skills. They are mission-critical skills that corporations pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for. The only difference is you did it without a corner office and a fancy title. The problem isn't your lack of experience. The problem is you've been conditioned to not recognize your experience as valid. Your first step is to translate it. I want you to literally take out a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On the left side, write down your mom or household duties. On the right side, I want you to write the corporate equivalent. Manage school carpool schedule becomes coordinated multi-vehicle logistics for time-sensitive pickups. Plan the annual block party becomes executed community-wide event for over 100 attendees. Managing budget and vendor relations. Do this for everything. You will be stunned to see a resume filled with quantifiable, impressive achievements materializing before your very eyes. Now what about the gap? You don't hide it. You own it. You frame it. In your cover letter, on your LinkedIn profile, in an interview, you address it head-on with confidence. For the past 12 years, I directed my project management and leadership skills toward running a busy household and raising my children. During this planned career break, I honed my abilities in budgeting, long-term planning, and crisis management, and I am now excited and re-energized to bring this unique and powerful skill set back into the professional workforce. It's not an apology. It's a power statement. It shows intention. It shows that you value the work you did. But a translated resume is just the start. You need to build a bridge from where you are to where you want to go. This bridge is built with 3 planks: skills, experience, and connections. First, skills. The world has changed, but you are a master of learning and adapting. Identify just one tangible skill that is relevant to the field you want to enter. Maybe it's getting a certification in Google Analytics, learning QuickBooks, or taking a course on social media marketing. Websites like Coursera, edX, and LinkedIn Learning offer thousands of low-cost, high-value courses you can do from your kitchen table after the kids are in bed. This doesn't just give you a new line item for your resume. It sends a powerful signal to employers that you are proactive, current, and serious. It shows you're not trying to go back to who you were. You are actively becoming who you want to be next. Second, experience. How do you get new experience when no one will hire you without it? You lower the stakes. You volunteer. But not just any volunteering. Be strategic. If you want to get into marketing, volunteer to run the social media for a local animal shelter. If you want to get into finance, offer to help a small nonprofit with their bookkeeping. This is your real-world laboratory. It's a low-pressure way to apply your new skills, generate recent, relevant results you can talk about in an interview, and get a valuable reference. Another incredible option is the returnship. These are formal, paid internship programs specifically designed for professionals returning to the workforce after a career break. Companies like Goldman Sachs, General Motors, and Amazon have them. It's a structured, supportive on-ramp back into the corporate world. Third, connections. The word networking can make your skin crawl. It sounds transactional and fake. So let's call it what it really is. Building a coalition of allies. Your mission is not to ask for a job. Your mission is to gather information and build relationships. Reach out to people on LinkedIn who have jobs you find interesting. Your message is simple. Hi Jane, my name is Sarah. I'm exploring a return to the marketing field after a career break to raise my family. I was so impressed by your work on the XYZ campaign. Would you be open to a 15-minute virtual coffee so I could learn more about your experience at your company? People love to talk about themselves, and they are often incredibly willing to help someone who is genuine and respectful of their time. These informational interviews are gold. You're not asking for a handout. You're building a web of support, one conversation at a time. This entire process is about shifting your mindset from one of a supplicant asking for a chance to one of a professional offering a solution. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are a uniquely qualified candidate whose life experience has given you a level of grit, resilience, and perspective that a 25-year-old just doesn't have. You have stared down the barrel of real-life chaos and you have managed it. An angry client or a tight deadline is nothing compared to a sick child at 3 a.m. And when you get that offer, and you will get that offer, you must do the thing you've been socialized not to do. You must negotiate. The number they offer you is not a command. It is the start of a conversation. Remember, you are likely re-entering the workforce at a lower level than where you left, and you're already fighting the gender pay gap. You cannot afford to leave money on the table. This isn't about being greedy. This is about funding your new life. This is about your retirement. This is about your daughter seeing her mother know and advocate for her own worth. Do your research on sites like Glassdoor to know the salary range for the role. Practice saying the words out loud in your car. Thank you so much for the offer. I'm incredibly excited about this role. Based on my research for this position and the value my unique management experience brings, I was looking for a number closer to X. The worst they can say is no, but they won't rescind the offer. And more often than not, they will meet you somewhere in the middle. That first paycheck that you earn entirely on your own is going to feel different. It's not just money. It's proof. It's a declaration of independence. It's the tangible result of you looking at that chasm of fear and deciding not to fall, but to build a bridge across it, plank by plank. Your career is no longer just a job. It is one of the foundational pillars of your new identity. It's a source of pride, purpose, and financial power. Because once you start earning what you're worth, the next step is making that money work for you. Building a fortress of financial security that no one can ever take away. This fortress isn't built with stone and mortar. It's built with knowledge, discipline, and a radical commitment to your own future. For so many women, money was a conversation that happened somewhere else. It was handled, managed, or even withheld by a partner. The statements went to his email, the investment decisions were made on a golf course, the long-term plan was a vague concept you were told not to worry about. Well now, you are the architect, the general, and the queen of your own financial kingdom. And while that might sound terrifying, I promise you, it is the single most empowering role you will ever step into. The first rule of building your fortress is knowing the territory. You cannot defend a landscape you haven't mapped. This means it's time to conduct a full, unflinching financial situation report. I know the temptation, the urge to just not look, to shove the bank statements in a drawer, to ignore the credit card bills, To pretend that if you don't see the numbers they can't hurt you. But hiding from the truth doesn't change it. It only gives it power over you. Clarity, even if it's uncomfortable at first, is where your power begins. So you take a deep breath, pour a cup of coffee or something stronger, and you sit down to map your world. We're not calling this a budget. The word budget feels like a diet, restrictive, temporary, and miserable. We're calling this your freedom plan. You need to know 4 things: what comes in, what goes out, what you own, and what you owe. That's it. Your income from your job, any spousal or child support, that's what's coming in. Then you track what's going out. And I mean everything. Not to judge yourself, but to gather intelligence. The $5 lattes, the streaming services you forgot you had, the late fees. These are not failures, they are data points. They are clues to where your money, your life energy is flowing. Once you see it all laid out, you'll be stunned. You'll find leaks you can immediately plug, redirecting that money from unconscious spending into conscious building. Once you have your map, you begin construction. We're going to use a simple, powerful 3-bucket system to build your fortress. Forget complicated financial theories for now. This is about building a foundation that is unshakable. The first bucket is your moat. This is your emergency fund. This is the single most important financial move you will make, bar none. Your moat is a stash of cash, separate from your checking account, that covers 3 to 6 months of your essential living expenses. Your rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, the absolute must-haves. This money is not for a vacation. It's not for a new pair of shoes. It is your life happens fund. It's for when the transmission dies, the dishwasher floods the kitchen, or you face an unexpected medical bill. Before you had this moat, a $400 car repair could be a catastrophe, forcing you to rack up high-interest credit card debt and sending you into a spiral of stress. With your moat filled, it's no longer a crisis. It's an inconvenience. You calmly pay for the repair with your emergency fund, and then you refill it. This moat is the buffer between you and chaos. It is the peace of mind that lets you sleep soundly through the night. It is non-negotiable. The second bucket is for building the fortress walls. This is where you get strong. This bucket has 2 primary functions: eliminating enemies from within and building for the long term. The enemy within is high-interest debt, especially credit card debt. Carrying a balance on a credit card with an 18, 20, or 25% interest rate is like trying to build a fortress while a team of saboteurs is actively tearing down the stones. You will never get ahead. You must attack this debt with the intensity of a warrior. Pick a strategy, either the avalanche method, where you pay off the highest interest debt first, or the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest balance first to get a quick psychological win. It doesn't matter which you choose. Just choose one and be relentless. Every dollar you throw at that debt is a victory. At the same time you're fighting debt, you're building the walls for your future. This means retirement. I know it feels a million years away, but the single greatest ally you have in building wealth is time. The magic of compound interest is the most powerful force in the financial universe. It means your money starts making its own money. If your employer offers a 401k match, you contribute at least enough to get the full match. Not doing so is literally turning down free money, a 100% return on your investment. Then you open a Roth IRA. This is a retirement account you fund with after-tax dollars, which means when you take it out in retirement, it is 100% tax-free. Think about that. Decades of growth, and the government can't touch a penny of it. Paying into your retirement is not an expense. It is paying the most important person in your life. Future you. She deserves to be secure, comfortable, and free. The third bucket is the watchtower. This is where you go on offense. This is where you build true, lasting wealth. Your moat protects you, your fortress walls defend you, but your watchtower allows you to see for miles and expand your territory. This is investing. And let's be clear, investing is not gambling. It's not about timing the market or picking the next hot stock. For 99% of us, the path to wealth is beautifully, wonderfully boring. It's about buying into the whole market and letting it grow over time. You do this through low-cost index funds or ETFs. Think of it this way. Instead of trying to find the one magical apple tree that will bear the most fruit, you buy a small piece of the entire orchard. Some years the apple trees will do great, other years the pear trees will. But over decades, the entire orchard grows, and so does your wealth. You don't have to watch it every day. You just have to plant the seeds consistently, month after month, year after year, and let the power of the American and global economies do the heavy lifting for you. This whole process is more than just a financial strategy. It's a profound psychological shift. It's the act of taking back control, of declaring that you are the sole author of your financial story. Every dollar you save, every debt you pay down, every investment you make is a vote of confidence in yourself and your future. It's a declaration of independence. You are moving from a position of financial dependence or uncertainty to one of strength, resilience, and command. This isn't about becoming a millionaire overnight. It's about building a system that guarantees your security and freedom over time. It's about knowing deep in your bones that you can handle whatever life throws at you. You have a moat for the emergencies, strong walls for your long-term security, and a watchtower that is growing your wealth while you sleep. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the commander of your resources. This financial foundation is the bedrock upon which you will build the rest of your new life. It provides a stability that allows for emotional and spiritual growth. Because once your financial foundation is secure, once the walls of your fortress are strong, you finally have the freedom and the peace of mind to open the gates and explore the vibrant, joyful world waiting outside. And when you open those gates, the first person you need to reintroduce yourself to is you. For years, maybe decades, you weren't just a person. You were part of a unit, a we. Your identity was interwoven with another's. You were someone's wife. You were half of a couple. Your decisions, from what to eat for dinner to where you'd live, were likely a compromise, a negotiation, a blending of two lives. Now there is only I. And that single letter can feel both terrifyingly empty and exhilaratingly full of potential. Who is I? What is she like? What does she want? If you don't have immediate answers, that's not just okay. It's normal. You've been tending to the garden of your marriage for so long, you might have forgotten what seeds you, and only you wanted to plant. This is your time to rediscover your own soil. Start small. Remember that band you loved in college that he couldn't stand? Put on their album. Loud. Remember that spicy food he hated? Go to the best Thai restaurant in town and order the curry that makes your eyes water. These aren't just small acts of indulgence. They are acts of reclamation. You are reclaiming your own taste, your own preferences, your own simple joys. Get a journal and start a new kind of dialogue, a dialogue with yourself. Ask yourself the big questions. If money and time were no object, what would you do? Where would you go? What did you love to do as a child before the world told you who you should be? Maybe it was painting or horseback riding or writing stories. That little girl is still inside you, waiting to be heard. This isn't about finding a new identity out of thin air. It's about uncovering the one that's been there all along, buried under layers of compromise and responsibility. This is an archaeological dig of the self. Be patient, be curious, and be kind as you unearth the forgotten treasures of who you are. As you start to get reacquainted with yourself, you'll naturally want to share this emerging person with others. But this is where another painful reality of divorce often sets in: the shifting social landscape. The couple friends you shared can become a minefield of awkwardness and divided loyalties. Invitations might dwindle. People you thought were your friends might reveal they were really couple friends. And without the couple, the friendship dissolves. Let yourself grieve this. It is a real and profound loss. A secondary rejection that can sting just as much as the first. But here is the beautiful, empowering truth. You now have the opportunity to curate a support system that is 100% yours. You get to build a tribe that sees you, supports you, and loves you for who you are right now, not who you were as part of a pair. This requires courage. It requires you to be the initiator. It means saying yes to things that scare you a little. Join that hiking group you saw on Facebook. Sign up for that pottery class you've always been curious about. Go to the local bookstore's author night. Use platforms like Meetup to find people with shared interests, whether it's board games or bird watching. The goal isn't to replace every friend you lost. It's to build deeper, more authentic connections. You're not looking for a new dinner party roster. You're looking for your people. The ones you can call when you're crying. The ones who will celebrate your small victories, like successfully assembling a piece of IKEA furniture by yourself. And the ones who will just sit with you in comfortable silence. These friendships, built on the solid ground of your new independent self, will become the pillars that hold you up as you continue to build this new life. Quality, not quantity, is your new mantra. And then there's the big one. The question that probably looms in the back of your mind. A mixture of fear, curiosity, and maybe even a little excitement. Dating. Should you? When? How? First, let's get one thing straight. You do not need a partner to be whole. You are already whole. Getting back into dating should be a choice born from a place of abundance, not a desperate scramble to fill a void. It should be the cherry on top of the delicious sundae of a life you're already building for yourself, not the ice cream itself. When you do feel ready, the landscape has likely changed. Online dating is the norm, and it can feel like a strange and brutal new world. My advice? Heal first, date later. If you're still processing the anger, the grief, and the pain of your divorce, you're not ready to invite someone new into that space. You'll either attract people who are drawn to your brokenness, or you'll unintentionally project your past hurts onto a new person who doesn't deserve it. Do the work on yourself first. Go to therapy, journal, spend time with your new tribe. Get to a place where you genuinely love your own company. When you're there, create a list of your non-negotiables. Your marriage, for all its pain, was an incredible teacher. What did it teach you? What red flags will you never ignore again? What qualities are absolutely essential in a partner for you now? Be ruthless. This isn't a wish list. It's your new set of standards. You've earned the right to be this discerning. Then, when you do dip your toe and change your objective, the goal of a first date is not to find your next husband. The goal is to have a pleasant conversation with another human being for an hour. That's it. It's practice. It's information gathering. Does this person make me laugh? Am I curious to know more about them? Do I feel respected? Lower the stakes and the pressure will evaporate. Treat it as an experiment in human connection. And above all, prioritize your safety. Meet in public places. Tell a friend where you're going and who you're with. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it is. You have permission to end a date at any time for any reason. But perhaps the most profound journey of this stage isn't about finding connection with others, but about deepening your connection with yourself. It's about learning to embrace solitude. For so long, being alone might have felt like a failure. It was the quiet house after the kids went to the other parent's house. It was the empty side of the bed. But you have the power to reframe that. Loneliness is a painful lack of connection. Solitude is the glorious, peaceful state of being alone. This is your time to cultivate solitude, to revel in it. This is the freedom to watch whatever you want on Netflix without debate. The freedom to eat cereal for dinner because you feel like it. The freedom to spread out in the middle of the bed like a starfish. It's the quiet Sunday morning with a cup of coffee and a good book, with no one else's needs to attend to but your own. Learning to not just tolerate being alone, but to truly cherish it, is the ultimate superpower. It makes you unshakable. It ensures that any future relationship you choose to enter will be a genuine partnership, an enhancement to your already happy life, not a lifeline to save you from a life you can't stand to live alone. This is where true, sustainable joy is born. Not in the arms of another, but in the quiet, confident, and peaceful embrace of yourself. And as you stand in that embrace, you'll realize something profound. The end of your marriage was not the end of your story. It was the end of a single chapter. A long, complicated, perhaps beautiful, perhaps painful chapter. But now you hold the pen. The pages ahead are blank, pristine, and waiting for you. This final part of our journey together isn't about looking back anymore. It's about looking forward with intention, with courage, and with a clear vision for the masterpiece you are about to create. This is about building your legacy. Now, the word legacy can sound intimidating. It brings to mind statues and buildings with names on them, and vast fortunes passed down through generations. But that's not what we're talking about. Your legacy is far more intimate and infinitely more powerful. It's the sum of your values in action. It's the story people will tell about how you lived, how you loved, and how you rose. It's the echo of your strength that you leave in your children, the inspiration you provide to your friends, and the quiet dignity with which you rebuild your world. Think of it like this: you've spent all this time clearing the rubble. You've surveyed the land, tested the soil, and laid a new, unshakable foundation of financial stability, emotional resilience, and self-awareness. Now, you get to be the architect of the house you will build on that foundation. What will it look like? Will it have wide open windows to let in the sun and new experiences? Will it have a sprawling garden where you can cultivate new friendships and passions? Will it have a library filled with the wisdom you've gained and the new things you want to learn? You decide the blueprint. Your legacy begins with the small, daily choices you make from this point forward. It's choosing to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. It's choosing to respond to a co-parenting challenge with grace instead of anger. It's choosing to spend a Saturday morning hiking a new trail instead of lingering in old sorrows. Each of these choices is a brick laid in the structure of your new life. Each one says, I value peace. I value growth. I value joy. And the most important audience for this legacy building? It's your children if you have them. They have watched you weather the greatest storm of your life. And now they are watching to see what you do in the aftermath. They are learning from you every single day. When they see you pay your own bills, fix a leaky faucet, or plan a vacation for yourself, they aren't just seeing a mom who is coping. They are seeing a woman who is capable, independent, and in control of her own destiny. You are teaching them resilience not with lectures but with your life. You are showing them that a woman's worth is not tied to her marital status. You are demonstrating that setbacks are not dead ends, but detours to a different, and often stronger version of yourself. This is how you break generational cycles. Perhaps you grew up in a home where you saw a woman stay in an unhappy situation because she felt she had no other choice. By creating your own choice, by building your own happiness, you are giving your children, your sons and your daughters, a completely different model for what life can be. You are giving them permission to choose their own happiness, to be brave, and to know that they are whole and complete all on their own. That is a legacy more valuable than any inheritance. But your legacy extends beyond your family. It ripples out into your community. Think about the woman who, after her divorce, finally had the time and mental space to volunteer at the local animal shelter. Her legacy is the comfort she gives to frightened animals and the example she sets for others. Or the woman who started a simple book club for other single women, creating a space for connection and intellectual stimulation that didn't exist before. Her legacy is the community she built. Your unique story of survival and renewal is a source of immense power. Don't hide it. Don't be ashamed of the scars. They are a testament to what you have overcome. When you share your journey with another woman who is just starting down that terrifying path, you are offering her a lifeline. You are showing her that there is a future, that she will be okay, and that she is not alone. Your legacy is the hope you ignite in others. So, how do you start practically to build this new life, this legacy? You start by dreaming again. For years, your dreams were likely intertwined with your partner's. A shared retirement plan, trips you take together, a future you were building for two. It's time to dream just for you. Get a journal and write down everything you've ever wanted to do, see, or be, without any limitations. Do you want to learn to paint? Go to Italy? Get that degree you put on hold? Write it all down. Let your imagination run wild. This isn't a frivolous exercise. It's the act of reclaiming your future. Then pick one thing. Just one small, achievable thing from that list. And do it. Sign up for the pottery class. Book the plane ticket. Enroll in one online course. That single action is a powerful declaration to yourself and to the universe that you are moving forward. You are no longer a victim of your circumstances. You are the creator of your reality. As you step into this new chapter, you will inevitably face moments of fear and doubt. The ghost of your old life might whisper that you're not strong enough, not smart enough, not worthy enough. That is when you must stand on the foundation you have so painstakingly built. Remind yourself of the financial accounts you organized, the emotional triggers you learned to manage, the parenting plan you navigated, the new friendships you forged, and the love for yourself that you cultivated in the quiet moments. You have already done the hardest part. You survived the end of a world. Building a new one is the joyful part. It will be challenging, yes, but this is the work of creation, not destruction. It is the work of becoming. The woman you were when you said, "I do," is not the woman you are today. And the woman you are today is just a preview of the extraordinary woman you are becoming. You are a mosaic of all your experiences, the beautiful, the heartbreaking, the triumphant. The divorce did not break you. It broke you open. It shattered the mold you were living in and forced you to gather the pieces and create something new, something more authentic, something that is entirely, unapologetically you. So as we close this journey together, I want you to look in the mirror. Truly look. Look past the tired eyes and the lines of worry. See the strength that got you here. See the courage that's fueling your next step. See the infinite potential that lies within you. The story of your marriage is over. It has been told. But the story of your life? That story is just getting started. You are the author, the hero, and the victor. Now go, pick up your pen and write a magnificent ending. No, not an ending. A magnificent new beginning.